So here's a fun question for all of you. What if the Imperial Knights from Warhammer 40k existed in the Attack on Titan universe? I figured this would be kind of a fun one to do because, like, I was just kind of thinking, wouldn't it be just the mental image of, like, an Imperial Knight, like, marching towards a Titan and then proceed to just fire rounds at it? Just kind of a fun thought. Yeah, Warhammer and Attack on Titan. This could only go well. I was thinking of doing, like, having the Sons of Behemoth from Age of Sigmar instead of it in Attack on Titan instead of the Imperial Knights, but I was like, no, I want to see knights, but I want to see giant robots go bang bang against against Titans. So what would it be like if the Imperial Knights existed in the Attack on Titan universe? Now that's kind of a big ask because the thing of it is that in a weird way, the Imperial Knights, I know a lot of people give them, like, oh, they're so advanced and technologically powerful. In the span of other, like, if you put let's be clear, if you put the Imperial Knights in Gundam, they're getting wrecked. Like, they are getting, oh, sure, they could destroy a Zaku here and there, but, like, saying you could destroy a Zaku is like saying, I can, throw this rock. That's what it's like. So yeah, the Imperial Knights are archaic in the terms of mech combat, but there is somewhere where I think they could actually be of great use, and that's the Attack on Titan universe. The Imperial Knights and their pilots could easily be seen, marching towards, battling the Titans. Now, as for what houses I would use, let's go with all of them. Like, let's go with all of them before, like, they became Chaos. There was Chaos Knights. Just go with the Ordos Imperialis. And these would be the first line of defense. Like, in this continuity, I would imagine that if the people living in the city, living in the walled city, found these knights and made houses from them, these things would be used in constant defense against the Titans. These things would be they would be using these instead of the the OD gear. So yeah, that gear is going to be archaic. Although I do imagine they probably use those like infantry. Like, they're going to be zipping around, trying to cause damage to the Titan, whereas the Knight's going to come marching towards it and then proceed to fire around through its mouth. The other, I do think Titan weapon, I think, and I know someone's going to say, oh, but Titans could survive, the weapons of a Imperial Knight. I mean, some of them probably could. But I don't think you're going to come back from a plasma bolt shoved down your mouth and fired point blank. There's no way the human meat pilot in the Titan's body is going to come back from that. Also, I do imagine, like, some of the more specialized Titans would probably be a match for the Knights. And I'm not talking, and I'm talking Knights specifically. I'm not talking about the Titans, not the Attack on Titan Titans. I'm talking about the giant robot Titans. We're talking about Knights specifically. Because the size difference is pretty on par. Give or take, like, the Colossal Titan and, like, Aaron's the Rumbling. Outside of that, you really kind of have a sweet spot where the Imperial Knights and the Titans are on equal footing. Now, the Titans would easily be faster. A lot of them would be. But again, have fun trying to get through that ion field, jackass. The pilot inside the Imperial Knight's like, oh, you tried to hit me through my ion field? How about I show you my cannon, you 10-story naked dickhead? I'm going to shove this right down your throat and go bam. Yeah. So through that, I think the Imperial Knights would be seen as, like, the true defenders of the realm. They would be seen as, like, how in the Pacific Rim universe, the Jaeger pilots are seen as celebrities. They would be seen as warriors coming to the defense of the normal people. In fact, I imagine if that universe had access to Imperial Knights, those suits would be used to probably fight Titans on their ground rather than just sit there and wait. They would probably be sending knights out into the world, fighting Titans and probably taking more land back. That's how I kind of imagine it. Now, yes, the Imperial Knights would probably be overwhelmed by multiple Titans, especially like the more intelligent ones like the Beast Titan, and also other Titans just swarming them and probably ripping them apart to eat the ooey gooey human being inside. Having said that, again, Knights specifically, like, again, you have support units, you have free blades, all of that. I do kind of see, I'm just kind of imagining there'll be an AU at some point of like Aaron, of like a Warhammer AU with Imperial Knights, and Aaron being a free blade, and or Mikasa being a free blade, which now that I think about it would not be a bad idea. I'm just not going to write it. Yeah, but again, the Imperial Knights would be by far the first and probably their biggest defense against the Titans. I do see that the Knights could probably do a good amount of damage. Now, again, Titans can come back from a lot outside the nape of the neck, but again, I'm pretty sure a Titan's not going to come back once you take a giant 30-foot chainsaw, shove it up the thing's ass, and then proceed to go upward all the way up the body. It's probably not I know that's kind of a descriptive image, but you see what I'm trying to say. So, and again, I'm not saying every Imperial Knight is going to just completely stomp the Titans. Titans are probably going to like swarm and destroy them. Also, just the upkeep of keeping the Imperial Knights. Like I said, the suits of the Knights are essentially archaic, and now you've put them in a universe where we're using muskets for the most part. We're using musket fire, and the highest bit of technology was towards the end, like fucking Zeppelins. So we're now basically putting the Knights in a world where trying to have an upkeep of keeping those suits together, let alone functional, is going to be harder. Like, every loss of an Imperial Knight to a Titan is going to be catastrophic. It is just going... Because it would be kind of like how the Imperium can't really build a lot of those Gothic-class ships. It's very much going to be like that, where... Like, yeah, they have the parts, but I imagine making those parts... There would probably be factories put to making those weapons and all of that, but, like, having all the parts to build a new Titan right out the gate... I mean, not a new Titan, a new Knight out of the gate. Yeah, that might be nigh on impossible. So each just like full-on destruction of a Knight would probably be like a massive blow to them, and building a new one would probably be nigh on impossible. So yeah, I think it would be cool. It's kind of like I said, it's very even footing when you really think about it. So there's a lot of like even ground. Of having the Imperial Knights in the world of Attack on Titan. Because, yeah, I could like, if you threw the Imperial Knights anywhere else, if, like, you threw the Imperial Knights into any other universe, I really don't see them going all that well. Maybe in the Mech Warrior universe, which I would love to talk more about Mech Warrior. Fucking love Mech Warrior. But I never get a chance to. Maybe Mech Warrior, but if you, like, threw them in Gundam, the Imperial Knights are just getting their asses handed to them. And on top of that, let's actually talk about something else I want to mention real fast, is like the mental stability of those pilots. Remember, you have to wrestle the machine spirit within the Imperial Knight. So if you put like fucking Aaron Yeager, in one of those fucking Knights, oh god, good luck getting him out. Because he's just gonna go full nuts in that one, and let alone turn into a Titan in the middle of that. Yeah. So yeah. That would also require, like, having pilots for the Knights. You'd need, like, Levi could probably wrestle down the machine spirit in the Knight, and Mikasa too, but, like, Aaron and a few others I could think of, no way. Levi and Mikasa are beating down that machine spirit with very little resistance. They're just like, fucking told you I'm in charge. Yeah, you're in charge. But other than that, yeah. So anyway, you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you think it would be like if the Imperial Knights existed in the Attack on Titan universe? Just comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.